Hi guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to unbox and review the issue 3 of the Mortal Realms magazine. Okay, so here we have the front cover. Okay, so it says Mortal Realms and there's some Stormcast Eternals on the front there. It says Battle Games in the Age of Sigmar, and then we have Castigators and Gryph-hounds, which will become apparent later. Painting Stormcast Eternals, so it looks like we're going to get our first guide to sticking some paint on the Stormcast, the good guys, and a shooting playthrough. So like I've said in the previous episodes, each week they do these little tutorials and they basically add a new element. So it'll be moving, and it'll be piling, and it'll be charge, it'll be shooting, it'll be saves, all the sort of stuff. And I apologise to folks who aren't sure what all that means. It's basically just modes of the game. Each game is set up in a turn structure, so you do duh, 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 like that, you know. So yeah, okay, issue 3 on there, and let's have a look at the, oh sorry, before I drop to the table, you'll note this is the first issue that's $7.99. Okay, so it's the first full price issue. So we get a pot of Citadel base paint, Retributor armour. It is Games Workshop's brand, Citadel, and it's a gold paint. Most of you are aware now, the Stormcast Eternals, the base colour is gold, despite the fact you can paint them whatever colour you want. And what a lot of folks from the feedback I've had and enjoying seeing is the sprue, the models. Okay, so it looks like we're going to get, where are we? We got a hound, and it looks like we get 3 or 4 guys. So I will go away and I'll build them, but first I'm going to drop down to the table. I'm going to show you the contents of issue 3, and then I'll come back and I will give you a quick little spin of the models. Okay? Okay folks, so down the table and let's have a look at issue number 3. Okay, so there's the front cover again for you. Then opening up, we get our now familiar contents page. Just says, in this issue, and Storm hosts, read about the vast armies in which Sigmar's mighty Stormcast Eternals fight, the Storm hosts. Hammers of Sigmar. Castigators, who are the models in the thing. Nighthaunt's processions. Tells you all about the Nighthaunt models. How to build Castigators. How to paint Stormcast Eternals. And the fighting escalates. Basically, it just says, this playthrough explains how ranged weapons works and introduces the Castigators and the Gryph-hounds to the game. So now we know we've got more new models to add to our playthroughs. Okay, so you've got the bit off the editor there, which I'm not going to read. And then we have a nice piece here on Storm hosts, the Stormcast Eternals. And as you can see, the art is top notch as always. Just says the Stormcast Eternals are organised into fighting forces known as Storm Hosts. These Storm Host armies are so disciplined and well organised they can take on and defeat enemy forces that greatly outnumber them. Storm Hosts can be found fighting in the name of justice and across the realms. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest, guys. Like I say every week, I'll let you read that yourselves if you get the magazine. This is nice. Heroic hosts, and it basically shows a few of the different chapters, a few of the different armies within the Stormcast Eternals. So we have the Hammers of Sigmar in the blue and the gold. We have the Stormblood Guard, they're nice, in a red and a silver. I like that one. The Sons of Malice, black armour with purple shields and armour pads. A little bit about the heraldry, the shoulders and the shield. Sons of Gladius, that's an interesting paint job in green. And I like that one, Maelstrom of Light, in silver with blue. So just a little bit of like what I was saying there, guys. You don't have to have the traditional blue and gold. You know, you can paint these whatever colours you want. But just a little bit of different colours there for you. And what do we have here? Storm hosts Hammers of Sigmar. And it's basically a little bit of telling you about how they are, the chapters, specialities, they're great heroes, famed Stormkeeps, and a little bit of their history. Again, I know I say this every single week. This is the 3rd episode and I still say it. Look at the artwork, guys. Seriously, you know. Okay, and we have conclaves. So it just tells us more about the different types of models that we get. We're probably going to see a lot of these in future issues. Liberators. Judicators, and you can see already the top guys have got hammers and shields. These guys have got bows and crossbows, and Retributors. They look like the assault type of ones where they got like the big spears and axes and stuff. Got a little bit of symbology and a little bit of a thing about shield walls. And then we have Castigators, who are our models for this issue. So already we see a picture of a Castigator there with his bow and his teammates in there. More lovely art and some bumf. Okay, this magazine's actually falling apart in my hand, guys, because what you actually do is during the course of the subscription they send you binders, and these pages come apart easily, a little bit too easily sometimes, in all honesty, and you split them off. So by the end of the series you have like 4 binders. Each binder contains a section of the magazine. You build your history and all that, which is, you know, it's nice. I've done the same with the Warhammer 40k Conquest. Okay, so just more about the Castigators there. Stardrakes. Okay, what are they? Well, that's interesting. The Castigators seek the help of the Extremis Chambers Stardrakes whenever they return to the realm of Azir. That's interesting. Let's actually go away and read that after this. Okay, and then we have our little section on the Nighthaunts, who we know 3 episodes in are the bad guys, quote unquote, and we can see a lovely little picture there. Well, not so little, a battle scene just to whet our appetites. All the Stormcast Eternals there alongside the Realms of the Dead. Yeah, okay. Sorry about this, guys, if it's going out of focus a little bit. I'm standing here with 2 lights either side, and it's quite squeezed, so I'm sort of trying to squeeze in to the gap and show you the magazine as best I can. Okay, and it's going on about the Nighthaunts, ghostly processions, and then it gives us a little bit of a bump on some of the heroes. Lady Olinda was one of them, the Mortarch of Grief, a little bit about the Shroud Guard, Chain Guard, etc. Again, a lot of this is going to be foreign, you know, alien to you, because those new to the series or indeed new to the game or just looking on may not be too sure about the different types of models, but like I say, we will see them at some point. And then we come on to the how to build section, and this is how to build your Castigators and your Gryph-hound, which is what I'm going to be doing in a few minutes. After I finish this section, I'm going to go away, build them, and then come back and I'm going to show you them. There's only 4 models by the look of it, so I'm not going to bother with the turntable. There's 3 guys and a hound, so I'll just do what I've done last week and I'll show you them in my hand and try and get good focus. Just for the health and safety minded amongst us, we have a little thing there, and I can't even do it now, clipper safety. Okay, so always be careful with your clippers, guys. They are very, very sharp, and trust me, even 20 years into the hobby, I've had a couple of nasty cuts off them. Okay, so be careful with them. Okay, so there we have the step-by-step guide. These are lovely, you know, because like the models are only like, what, 1, 2, 3 pieces and a base. You know, they're clipped together, like I say every week, guys. Personally, I glue them, but it would be up to yourselves what you decided to do. And this is nice. We see the how to paint, and we move on to the Stormcast Eternals, hence the fact we have our gold. The eagle-eyed amongst you remember that the first issue Stormcast were in gold anyway, but these, as you can see here in the picture, are in a grey. So obviously we're going to stick a little bit of gold paint on them to bring them up to the same standard as that there. And it just goes on telling you about your metallic paints. Little tip for metallic paints, I mean all paint obviously you need to keep on your brush in like small amounts. You know, don't stick the brush right in and dip it right in, because all it does, it gets right up onto the fibres of the brush, and it's a real pain to get off, you know what I mean. But metallic paint is worse because of the pigment in it. So little tip from me there for anybody listening or who cares, just dip gently with your metallic paints, just get a little bit on at a time. Okay, and then we're just showing the Gryph-hound model there with last week's Corax White, showing how you undercoat it. And there you go, see his first coat, his second coat and his final coat, and he'll go away on a shelf or wherever you choose to store them until the next issue or future issues where we get different paints and stuff to carry on touching up. And then it's how to paint the Castigators, which are the models we got this week, and the Sequitors, which are the ones we got in issue 1. Okay, so as you can see what I was saying there, guys, you're going to be painting the grey bases and the grey models in the gold, and just shows you what your first coat will look like roughly, your second coat and obviously your third coat there, your final coat. And as you can see, there is a contrast. It's probably not picking up great on the camera, but there's a nice contrast between them. Okay, so it does work, the 3-coat approach. And again, a little bit about your sequitors, what they've just shown you there. First coat, second coat, final coat. And your finished models, what they will look like for you to play with up to now. So they're your ones from last time, well, issue 1, sorry. And they're your ones from this issue here. And then finally, we get to the part of the magazine that has the tutorial. The fighting escalates, reinforcements. So it basically just tells you about some more little rules there. Ranged support arrives. So as you can see, we're using the mat that we got in issue 1 with the dice and the ruler. And we just got different figures out this time. We've got the Castigators, the new guys, the Gryph-hound, and the Chain Rasps. So the pattern basically is they introduce us to like the new models. We build them, we put them on the little mat, and we have a little bit of a play. And it's teaching you, it's lovely the way it does it, you know, it's just teaching you to move and then to fight and then to shoot. And then when we sort of get into about 10 issues in or something like that, you know, you're going to know the whole score, you're going to be able to go away and play a game. I mean, trust me, these little guides, you know, they're fun to just play on their own, just for sort of 5 minutes, you know, just to either tidy up on your technique or, you know, just practice, just learn the game. Okay, and then it says about Castigators attacking. So it tells you now we find out to hit damage and all that sort of stuff of melee, the ranged weapons, the bows. And it gives us a little bit about our Gryph-hound, how he attacks, what you do with him, how you pile in, etc., what you need to hit, etc. And then we go on to the Chain Rasps, who are obviously going to strike back. And it goes on about the little rules and shows a little diagram there. All lovely stuff, guys. The battle continues, so it just shows us sequence of play. Castigators go, the Gryph-hound goes, and then the Chain Rasps, and we go back round again. Oh, this is nice. It tells a little bit about War Scrolls. War Scrolls, basically, guys, for those that didn't see the game review that I've done, are basically cards, and they've got all the information about like your units and their attacks and all that sort of stuff. You know, you go out and you buy like a box of models, and you always have like a unit card, a War Scroll in them. Those old enough to remember who've played the games previous, either Warhammer Fantasy Battles or like 40k or anything like that, or Lord of the Rings, any of the big games, they used to be a real pain in the backside, because what they do is all these little rules and numbers would be stuck in like a book. So, you know, if you've got like a memory like me, like a sieve, you know, so it's you permanently opening a book, having a look up, oh, hang on a minute, and I'd have to stop and like, I need 4+ to hit you, I need to roll a 5 to kill you, and at 6 to save, and all this kind of stuff. And the joy of these things is the actual War Scrolls just tells you everything you need to know. So trust me, honestly, it really does speed the game up. Subscribe to. Leave me messages below, guys. Let me know if any of you are actually interested in subscribing to this. I'm curious. I mean, I'm in for the long haul. I've got like the 80 issues, you know. But I'm just curious, yeah. And being careful there not to show you what's in issue number 6. It's issue number 5 even, I can't count now. Okay, it's been a long day already. Okay, so it says, coming to the Mortal Realms, issue 4, and says, the ghostly hordes grow in number. Learn more about the Mortal Realms. So these are Glaive Wraith Stalkers, which are coming next time, and Nelac Oxide Technical Paint. So we get a new paint, and we get 4 new models next time. Okay guys, well I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm going to turn off the camera, go away and build these. I'll be back for one last segment to show you them, okay? Okay guys, so I've been away for about 15 minutes and I have built the models. Like last week and the week before, these models go together, folks, really easy. Okay, so I'm going to show you the first one, and the detail on this guy is really nice. This is the Castigator Prime. A Prime is basically another word for a captain or a sergeant or a leader. So you notice he's got his helmet underneath his arm there, which is really nice. So you have an open head for you to be able to paint. You've got his crossbow there, and you can see he's on a nice base. Looks like a little book there, a couple of stones and stuff like that. So they'll come up really, really nice. Your second guy is again in a nice pose. He is in like a dynamic kind of pose. He's there. You look at him head on. He is sort of perched up on like a rock with his bow aiming down. Looks like he's about to aim it. he's in like his face is, his head is sort of turned along the line of the crossbow there to be able to aim and shoot. That's like a really nice pose. He's standing on some rocks, 1 foot on the ground, 1 foot on the rock. A little bit of a few bits on the base there to pick up on your dry brushing. That's your second guy. Your third castigator is pretty similar, where he's got his foot on a rock. But again, I think his head is just a little bit more, they've changed the angle. The crossbow this time appears to be up. Little bit of rockery there. Nice flowing cape on the back. And you can see like the insignias and stuff like that. So any of you guys that are painting these for detail and stuff, you'll be really happy with. And finally, folks, the Gryph-hound. Okay, so he is on some rocks on the base as well. And as you can see, there's his head there. And his body just clipped together in 2 pieces. Nice scenery details on the base. There's the other side. Okay, so in closing then, folks, that is your models for issue number 3. If you'd be as kind as to leave me a couple of comments below and just let me know, give me a little bit of feedback, folks. You're enjoying the series, what you like, what don't you like, what would you like to see? Is this something that you're going to buy into yourself? I know there's a couple of folks who are just enjoying seeing the contents and the magazine and the models, who have no intention really of buying in, but they're interested. Leave me a note below, guys. Just let me know. Anybody who's come across this video via the YouTube algorithm or recommendation, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, please have a look, guys. I'm reviewing this magazine, all 80 issues of it. I do board gaming stuff, I do retro gaming stuff, I do vlogs, I do some sport stuff. I unbox geek boxes, I review and unbox Funko Pops, so I do quite a bit. So if you're here for the first time and fancy any of that, click that subscribe button for me, folks. Share the video. Please give this video a like if you like what I'm doing, and more importantly, leave me a comment below, guys. Okay, let me know how you're doing, what you're up to, and all that good stuff. Okay, folks, so I'll be back with issue 4 next week. Okay, until then,